Hello everybody, welcome in. How you guys doing? Mr. Lord, Crucial Blue, welcome. Last time I was this early was when Sangonius was playable. Still playable, man. Still playable. What's going on, guys? Oh man, alright. Let's jump in and we're gonna paint some highlights on Storm Eagle pieces. We might get to some of the marbling, but I think I know how I'm going to do them all. We just got to do it. So that's the idea. All right. Well, let's jump in. I'm going to be so ready to be done with this camera angle, though, or this lens. We have first, real quick, excuse me. I have all these magnetized weapon bits. There's 5 of them with white. This one, these missiles just have black on them. So I'm going to start with some highlights on the white here. We'll get a small-ish brush. We'll get the Storm Eagle out for this too, because this will have different levels here. A little more gray here. How are you guys doing today? Happy Wednesday. Experiment. I did not work on it last night. I was working on painting some other stuff. I was painting some Star Wars Legion mates to prepare for a lead game. But I think it worked well. I've learned a lot, and I think I know how I'm going to paint everything. So I'm using advice from so many people. I actually forget who gave what specific advice, but we're going to paint, so it's going to be something similar to this. Now, dried out, this doesn't look as good, so there's too much green that showed up after the fact, so that just means I need to be more set with the white, but also that might be the base texture. So we're going to be working on a much more smooth surface, and that might not be an issue. I'm just going to need to be aware of doing multiple coats of white over this. But this is the dark Sebin base, green oxide, stipple, and highlight, and then bold titanium white over. And then I thinned down black paint. I created my lines. And then I took just a little bit of gold and put some gold inside some of the seams. So we're going to be doing that and hoping that it turns out well. But I think after working on a couple highlights, I think I might start on some base coats and get some things separate. I'm also going to tape off pieces around the wings using a technique from suggested by Honeystar, which is super genius that I never thought about, which was taking the tape and sticking it on some stuff a couple times before actually putting it on the models to reduce the stickiness and hopefully prevent it from pulling up paint. So yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. The wet wipes thing just was not working for me. It wasn't. Yeah, hand painted. Hopefully it looks good, and this gives us an idea of how we can improve in the future and everything. If I were to do this again. What's everybody up to? How you guys doing today? Be a little spoiled by Games Workshop. There's not one but two Horus Heresy articles today. Step away. A little good. Learned a lot from it. Yeah, definitely learned a lot. Yep. Yeah, and you know, maybe in the future, trying this out with an airbrush will be a better idea, a better place to start. Yeah, and I did want to mess with it last night, but like I said, I have other projects that need to be done, so. I bought some minis as a little Father's Day gift. Yeah, just want to get them done before my game on Sunday. Got something cool, but not many behind me. Really? Oh, what was it? Yeah.
Look at me!
So, chop things. Alright, and completed. Oh, it's a completed project. Okay. Oh, organizing. Alright. Nice. Is that an orchid? That's an orchid Lego set, isn't it? That's cool. Alright. Tons of minis in there. Dang, how many factions are on that shelf? Holy cow. Thousand Suns just relegated to the bottom shelf. Done with you. Yeah. Good job. I would have gotten my father a fetid bloat drone. Oh, okay. Mr. Lord, your dad play Death Guard? Oh, one cabinet for Mayhem, one for you. Okay, so it's her orchid. I guess I don't own it. One for Thousand Suns, one for Votan, one for big Dark Age stuff. That makes sense. Yep. I was doing that. I have a shelf in my living room. It's a really cheap shelf, but I have a shelf in my living room, and I was keeping. It was one shelf per faction, and then the Thousand Suns overtook everything else. And so, out of the 5 shelves in that case or on that display shelf, 3 of them right now are purely Thousand Suns. One of them is Solar Auxilia and Militia, and then one of them is the rest of my Militia. And when this mini is complete, I am going to have to remove some of the Militia so I have space for more minis for the Thousand Suns. So, yep. Necrons, Nids, and Eldari stuff. Nice. He plays Death Guard. Okay. Dang, 60-80 Poxwalkers. Alright, yeah, so he's got an army. That feels like an appropriate number of Poxwalkers, though. 60 to 8. A highlight. This is a mix of bright neutral gray and white. We're doing an edge highlight of pure white here when all this is done. It'll be good. Yeah, this mini takes up so much space too. And I currently don't have a flight stand for it. It doesn't have its own flight stand. It can use my Xiphon's flight stand, but I was at the store this past weekend, and the flight stand was one of the things I wanted to buy, and they didn't have one. So it can land. So it takes up even more space because it's not just sitting on a base, it's sitting on its landing. Let's get the other pair of las cannons here. Yeah, yesterday was good. It was frustrating to not have like something that worked by the end of stream. And today I feel like making some progress, so we're gonna highlight this. Like I said, we'll start on some marble. We have time. I don't think we're gonna spend all day just highlighting a couple colors here. There's not as much. We did the red, and the red was most of the mini, so. Hey Veritech, what's going on? How are you doing? We're highlighting some little things, then we'll get on to the Storm Eagle has a couple spots to highlight. So my local group has, we had planned, it was a couple weeks ago, started planning a Horus Heresy like event day, and we're going to be playing Zone Mortalis. So what a lovely surprise when GW on Sunday announced that they are putting out a journal that expands the rules for Zone Mortalis. It's really nice. So I think we're planning on using new rules for the event, which is really cool. We'll see some new stuff, and yeah, the new units look pretty interesting. I'm more curious about the Solar Ox than anything else, because they're the one that's a bit of a mystery. Because they have 2 new units coming, which is really cool. Showing lunch break, figure pop in. I appreciate that. Well, welcome, man. Hope your lunch is good and your day at work is going well. What's this event? The guy running plans to do a second with the new rules. Yeah, I imagine all the rules will be out. They'll start leaking tomorrow. That's how this stuff always works. It's the Thursday before pre-order. Leaks always start to happen, and then yeah, and by Saturday, Sunday we should get all the rules. But sometimes the people that leak rules, they only care to leak like the unit rules and not like all the mission rules. But Zone Mortalis might be different just because of its nature, like being a whole new game mode. So, let's see. But it's good. I like the stuff they have going for it, the ideas from the article they put out today. Yeah, new units are always good. I like the Kit Bash units, which they've been doing basically every journal has had those Kit Bash units, and that's really cool. Solar Ox, one of veteran breachers, new Solar Ox for my combined boarding party. Yeah, Navy breachers. Yeah, so I imagine that, you know, obviously the kit, the Velatari like breacher squad or whatever, it's going to be a Kit Bash set, right? Because they always are in the journals. I think it's going to be a mix of it's going to use parts from the Palanite Enforcers, so the Necromunda Cops. that's what you're going to look to for specific weapon options, probably. I imagine there's going to be... I imagine there's going to be weapon options from that kit allowed as well. Which they have, like, cool, like, door breaching things and stuff like that. Options lack too, I'm really curious. I know painting the current Zone Mortalis list as well as my boarding ashes terrain. Nice. I need some Zone Mortalis terrain. I would totally play Zone Mortalis on stream. I think that'd be fun. I think it would look really cool too. It's like an overhead view of the Zone Mortalis. I like they're bringing back rules for hidden hidden units in Zone Mortalis. If you guys aren't familiar, old school Zone Mortalis rules had some rules. It was like first edition. I don't think second edition had it, but they had rules for hidden units where you just have tokens you're moving around the board until the enemy sees the unit, and then you reveal what unit it is, which is awesome. Like having no idea what's what. Yeah, I gotta start coming up with a list then. Yeah, they're a little pricey. Those the Palinite Breacher squad is like, I think it was like over $50 for 6 models. And there is an upgrade sprue for the Palinites that has, I think it has 4 shields in it and like 4 shotguns, but it, you know, that's even fewer. But you know, maybe that's the way to go, is just do the upgrade sprues. Or, you know, give access to a certain purple site. I'm sure we'll get shields soon. Enemy unknown. Yeah, enemy unknown. Yep. City board. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah. A city fight. Man, some good like city fight rules with like in-depth terrain. It definitely needs to be something. That needs to be some rules in Heresy. Oh yeah, so Veritech, you might appreciate this a bit. At my Thousand Suns terrain, which you may have seen before. I was playing a game last week on them. I live streamed a game of Heresy with some Prospero terrain. I think I have enough terrain. Not painted yet, but my buddy Zendro has been printing me terrain this past couple weeks. Some more to add to the set. But I think I have enough terrain to kit out, I want to say 3 full-size boards of just Prospero terrain. 3 6-foot by 4-foot boards. Someone converted Cities of Death into Heresy 3.0. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Sekhmet, Catapraetor, Apex Detachment for Elite, Veteran Cadre. Yeah, it's been nice. It's exclusively Saturnine and Pre. Yeah. You just need some Seekers or some Aether Fire Blasters or something, and those Saturnine Terminators go down real quick. Yeah. I love that terrain, though. I need to paint it, but there's some really good stuff. Okay, we did that. We need to get the little landing gear bits down here. Combi Meltas for general anti-armor, but I'll try. Yeah, the Aether Fire Blasters. I think they might be cheaper. They might be cheaper than Meltas, but they got the better range and more shots than a Melta. And they're doing 2 damage a pop, but if you're doing the faded shots, then you're good to go anyway. Like, you don't need to roll a wound. I played against my record in Zone Mortalis is really bad. I'm hoping to improve that a bit, but I I normally just bring units that I just painted or whatever. And then I play people that play some really hard lists. But I played against an Iron Hands player, and he brought Saturnine Terminators, and my Aether Fire Blasters wrecked him pretty hard. It was pretty great. I think my Seekers might be something I bring my next Zone Mortalis game just to try them out. Okay, I think we did that color, all the white there. Yeah, you can see good overhead views from the my stream on Friday. It should be on YouTube. Let's move you down. Okay, we're gonna do some pure white. Yeah, more shots, better range. You're still wounding just as much. It's, what, 1 less damage, I think, per weapon. But, yeah, double the shots is a big deal. And 18-inch range is perfect for Zone Mortalis, too.
Computers now have primary control of critical vehicle function.
Solar Ox are almost done. Oh, cool, cool. Yeah, I'll also be. So I started doing. Last week was our test, but I started doing a weekly game stream. So we're continuing that, and I'm going to play another game of Heresy with Zendral this week. But we're going to do that on Friday. So Friday normal stream time. Ace Fix Bolters have been working nice. Nice, yeah. It's the way to beat Iron Hands, just ignore their toughness. And you don't have to be -1 strength when you're shooting at them or whatever they do. Sweet. Oh, you got the day off. Nice. Yeah, dude. Yeah, get some paint out. Hang out with us on stream. It's it's just a start right now, so we're working out any kind of like issues and everything, but it'll improve as time goes on. It'll be Thousand Suns versus Night Lords again. Yep. I am planning on bringing some Solar Ox, though. Some of my Prospering Spire Guard to go with my Thousand Suns. Just to change it up a bit. I don't think Zen's ever faced up against my Solar Auxilia either, so... I think I'm going to have I'll post lists maybe tonight or tomorrow. I'm gonna make a new channel and I'll post the list for the match, so you guys will be able to see ahead of time, what's fighting what. But I don't know what I was going with that, but yeah, we're gonna see how things show up on screen, and we're gonna try it out. But yeah, the more feedback we get, the better. I already have ideas on things to change. Tomorrow I might lower the mic just a little bit. So hopefully it picks up a little better while we're like sitting down and stuff. After stream on Friday though, we're going to play a game, and then we're going to roll right into a watch along with the GW preview stream. So if you guys stick around, we can all hang out and watch that together. I don't talk during those streams. I'll be typing in chat, and we can all just like put our thoughts in chat and read it while we're listening in on the stream. That's kind of my thought. I've really enjoyed doing that. I think that's kind of the happy medium we found of We get to all discuss amongst ourselves what we think of the announcement as they go on and like goofy things that happen. But I'm not like interrupting the announcers because they have things to say. Locks have been deadly in games lately. Yeah, they seem really good. Yeah, Spire Guard reaction. Yeah, I do love the Spire Guard reaction. That's so cool. Die and explode and mess things up. Yeah, I'm taking 2 big squads of 20. I'm also okay. I have to bring this. If I'm bringing my Solar Auxilia, this is part of the reason I wanted to bring the Auxilia. We're gonna show off what an Apocalypse template looks like, guys. I'm bringing my Malkador and Furnace. It might die immediately. But it also might, you guys might get to see an actual Apocalypse template being used, and you'll see just how much of a monster that is. But it has a giant flamethrower on a tank. Yeah. Bringing cool stuff. White edge highlight on here. We'll be done with the tiny thing soon here. Finish this Storm Eagle this week, then place the lens next week. Actually, let's see. Sunday. Oh man, next week's gonna be a weird streaming week, guys. I'm gonna be gone for a part of the week, so I won't be streaming much. And I think my Tuesday stream, I'm gonna try to play a game. So it might be Zen for one more week, but we might play some card games. He's a big into like a couple different card games, so we might do that some on stream. But we'll get to test the cameras some more with the zoom function and everything, and see how it looks for a little more close up. Last one of these weapons. We'll get this pure white. And then I was noticing, Veritech, you might be able to answer this for me. With the Solar Auxilia, if you're bringing a cohort, you bring it's the Ultramar cohort, the infantry-based cohort. My look at the rules there said that your infantry tercio units can do a reaction for free, get a free reaction. Is that a specific reaction? Or can I just free react and make them explode with the Prospering Spire Guard reaction? Cool, thank you. I don't actually have the Solar Auxilia book. I just kind of thought about that interaction. Yeah, playing Solar Aux for as good as like the mechanized cohort is, like the Ultramar one is the one that calls to me. Podium new recruit. Okay, sweet. Yeah, just being able to make all of my squad's heads explode when they're attacked by the enemy is pretty strong. Use it for free. It would count as one of our psychic reactions. Wait, it counts as one psychic reaction. What do you mean? We can do more than one psychic reaction. It's just per unit you only get one. Ooh, Iron Pattern cohort for Expend 1. That's cool. That's really cool. Okay. We got the white on those pieces. You've been playing wrong. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, psychic reactions are just reactions. Like the Dark Angels player is gonna have to suck it up. Yeah, the psychic reactions are they're just reactions that you need to be a psyker to use. That's the only difference. You're welcome. Did you watch the videos, man? So, okay, so then yes you do, but revisiting um the Ultramar cohort, that means that every infantry tercio can just head explode every turn if they wanted to. Right? Is that right? Yeah, it's been a while since I put any videos up anyway, so oh good. A single. Oh, okay, just a single. All right. So yeah, I like I said, I briefly looked at the rule last night. I was kind of making up an army list, but okay. Hey, well, one of them doing it for free is nice. Yeah, that's still a lot. Like you're killing dreadnoughts with that. Like it's a good ability. I almost one-shot a Leviathan the one time I used my Spire Guard in 3rd edition by hitting him with that. Which would have been such a big, like, a big payout. Like, the amount of damage they did anyway was a big, that was worth it. Leadership check. No, they don't have to fail leadership check. You choose to not take the leadership check. Yeah. It's like instead of taking the panic check, you just explode. Yeah. I think that's how the rule is worded. Is you don't have to take the panic check. The yeah, so that the one thing that changes for me, which I'm a little disappointed in, but it means, hold on, let's look this up. It means that taking Vexilias is worthless. It's a disadvantage on the Thousand Suns. Okay, hold on. Solar Auxilia. Prosper Spire Guard. Yeah, it's an enemy unit that's inflicted enough casualties to trigger a panic check. So, at the end of step 11 of shooting attack sequence, okay, so after they shoot, and if the attack can trigger a panic check, you don't have to take the panic check, just if it triggers it. So, yeah, it's all right. It's all right. It happens. It happens a ton, especially with these like super like detailed wording on the rules and stuff. Only new recruit. Making a bug record can't take Aether Fire weapons. Oh yeah. It happens. It's like, sometimes it's a bit touch and go. One word, small sense, it completely. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Everybody can involve the perils. Yeah. It's fine. I mean, I'm sure they're getting some of their rules wrong as well, but it's Thousand Suns rules are really complicated compared to a lot of the other factions. Because you basically have to learn like a whole other section in the book that most people can just comfortably ignore. And then you have your own whole section based on that section of the rules. So, and then all the interactions that go on with all those abilities. Okay, I think we're done highlighting the white. So let's do this. Before we move on to something too crazy, I'm going to get some of this dark sea band. I'm going to put it on these 4 areas to do this marble. Putting things in both. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, some of the Zone Mortalis stuff's really confusing. And I'm sure it's just going to get more so with the lovely new stuff coming in. I'm not going to touch this one. We're going to get these ones. Our experiment being covered up. We'll get back. I think we'll highlight silver next. Black. Do black next. Also need to paint some cabling throughout this mini. I do think it's cool. Games Workshop or Warcom put an article right at like 11, talk about the new Mark IV kits and stuff, and all of the like possibilities with the kit. But they revised the like compatibility chart with the different kits, and like what kits go with what to make, you know, to make a unit or whatever. So all the heavy weapons and the melee weapons and the command squad kits and the assault marine kits and even the jet bikes and just all that stuff has its little chart. Matchups. Stuff. Alright. Almost none of that ever happened. Yeah, it's a good little article, just talking about some of the different bits that you can combine and stuff. The Mark IV kit comes with different Vambrace extras, kind of like the Mark III kit did. So they talk about that, where you have to use the extra wrist covers basically to make the wrists match. Putting some on these missiles. That can dry for a bit. And I think, let's see, I need a little bit of this. Mark III character lately, a bit more decoration. Yeah, there you go. One of these days, I'm gonna get 5 of each armor mark, and I'm gonna have make a command squad out of 5 minis from each armor mark. And then I can mix and match my command squad with different marks of armor. That's a goal of mine. I only have the Mark IIIs. That's all I have together at this point. I am very excited for Mark IV. I don't think I'm going to buy that set, the battle group set that's coming out, because I have 2 Sicarans and a Venator already, and then yeah, I have 3 Contemptors. I don't need another Contemptor, so yeah, that set's not gonna be super relevant for me. Dark neutral gray. We're gonna do a couple things here. So there's cabling on this mini. I just need to figure out where it is. Again, Mark 2, 3, 5, and some old Mark 4 mixed with the rubric bits. Yeah. Oh yeah, the rubric bits with the Mark 4. Oh, that's gonna be so good. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to make a veteran squad and mix up a rubric squad of Mark 4, and they can be my I guess various veteran units. Too much. Too much I want to do still. Too many tack bodies. I have too many also, but I also want 20 of each tactical marine armor mark. And I have like 60 Mark 6, but I have another like 25 Mark 2. I gotta get 20 of each of the others, so I need more tactical bodies. Have you heard anything about upcoming Zone Mortalis events? What do you mean? Is this who I think it is? Are you talking about locally? Because yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to playing Zone Mortalis. Yeah, the stuff looks pretty good from the article they posted, so I'm hoping that that's, you know, there's some cool stuff in there. I like the what was it called? The hidden units thing mechanic. It's gonna be good. That seems that. Yeah. Hopefully, I'll have something new to show off. I don't know. I mean, this won't be very good in a Zone Mortalis game, but maybe a scenery. Rubric mixed vets have been fun. Grabbing bits from the Exalted Sorcerer's box. Yeah, that's a set I've never used either. That I should probably get eventually to mess with things. Just for all those extra bits. Yeah, Mr. Jim Jones. I started. It was just Friday. It was my first one, but I started doing tabletop gaming streams. You are welcome if you ever want to. Come out and join me on stream and play some Heresy or something. Let me know. We can work something out, definitely, because that'd be a lot of fun. Get your Blood Angels or Emperor's Children or something out. Or whatever other craziness you have going on. 3 centerpiece. Yeah, get to the Joppa scenario. Yeah. See a nice hangar bay, we can put the model in there. Yeah, we played Heresy last week on stream, and we're gonna play it this Friday on stream. And it's just like normal. It's it's like normal working hours for a lot of people. But I can. If you're interested, we could try to work something out. If I can figure out how to do like evening streams and not wake up my kid or whatever, like we'll be golden. My house carries noise pretty easy. Yeah, I'm trying to get a variety of people on, playing a variety of games. I guess another goal I would have then, especially after seeing this, you guys, you having that event coming up, and then the new journal coming out. Like, man, I need some Zone Mortalis terrain eventually. My buddy print me up sometime soon. Because Zone Mortalis on stream would be really cool. color. We'll get back to the weapon stuff here. I get some missiles. Out. All right. Have a great rest of your day, Veritech. Thanks for stopping by and chatting. It was great. Good chatting. Okay. Some missiles here, and we're gonna try to do a little more gradual. So let me get this coal black. Mix it in with that dark neutral gray. What are some predictions for the Friday announcement? What do you guys have in mind? What do you want? What do you want to see? What do you think you'll see? Okay, let's do a little more yellow on here. Multiple coats of yellow. Okay. And I think we do silver. I think maybe we get to silver. Pull up, we'll keep you. Start with just a little bit. Oh, new Kill Team box. I heard, was it like Orc Knobs and like Grey Knights or something? Those were a couple that I remember hearing about being mentioned. But yeah, they didn't give much of a hint for that one, did they? Grey Knights versus Orcs would be a weird pairing, though. I think it'd be pretty funny if it were Space Marines versus Orcs. Just like generic, like Space Marine stuff. Just because it's been like 40k, you know, all month long. There's like, yeah, it's Kill Team Armageddon. If it's Grey Knight, it should be demons. That's right, yeah. What's up, Raja and Jaded Valkyrie? How you guys doing? Yeah, a cool demon kill team would be neat. Demons have been kind of left out in the dirt. last edition, haven't they? Nas versus Steel Legion. I don't think they're doing Steel Legion this early. Still 40. Yeah, it has been. Yeah, Kill Team very much is just 40k releases with like nice window dressing, isn't it? I think Steel Legion minis might be really tempting for me because they might look really good as Prospering Spire Guard, like militia minis. Even though I already have militia that are essentially like Krieg and Steel Legion, I think actual minis might be really nice. Oh, it's decreased your interest. Yeah, just the like stealth 40k release kind of thing. That's fair. Yeah. But you know they sell way more after being a little more open about that, right? Which is unfortunate. I think it was probably when like Kill Team Octarius or whatever came out, when it was very much like, wow, it's the new like Commandos and the Krieg, and like people were just buying tons of them to have a bunch of Krieg infantry and everything, you know. Maybe that was the plan all along at that point, but Jade, I'm doing really well. How are you doing? Ain't minis, so we can't be too bad. That was the very first set of second edition. Yeah, that's probably what made them realize that Kill Team is more than Kill Team, or it can be more than Kill Team. And it lets them kind of skirt the release schedule for factions. The extra price to get certain units without playing Kill Team is shady. Yeah, it is. Yeah. I was maybe in the somewhat similar vein, but I was so ready to jump into Legions Imperialis when they were hyping it up, and you know, we had all the rumors and there were the leaks and all this stuff, and like I was ready. I was ready to jump all in on Legions Imperialis. And the way they priced that game, and I have a 3D printer. If I wanted to, I could 3D print myself an Imperialis army for $5, you know. But the way they priced the game, instead of it being like, look, you can play, you know, Epic, and it's cheap because the minis are small. They priced it to where you're paying as much or more than like a 40k army just to play, like, you know, a normal game of Imperialis. I think that was the wrong way of going about that game. I think it killed that game before it even came out, was the price point on it. You know, I understand like people wanted like Xenos factions and they wanted to be 40k and stuff, but you could absolutely do that if you're not making people pay $80 for a Reaver Titan or whatever. Like, that's insane. That is an insane price for these minis. Or like, you know, 2 Bane Blades for like $50 or something. Like, that's crazy. That is absolutely insane for Imperialis army. Yeah, the minis have a lot of parts. Yeah. Some of them, yeah, they're like as hard to put together as a 28mm kit. Yeah. I remember they had a battle report in a White Dwarf, and it was their first like battle report to show off Imperialis. And I remember the White Dwarf, people put pictures online, they're like, oh, look at this. And then someone priced out how much an army cost, like one of the armies costs, or each of the armies, I guess. But it was like a Blood Angels army, and it had like a drop pod assault and stuff. That Blood Angels Legions Imperialis army for a standard size game was over $900, which is beyond absurd. Like, that's absurd for any game from GW, but $900, and that's what they lead with, like, to show off the game? No. Absolutely not. You have a lot of Legions Imperial. You need to get more together. Yeah, I love the minis. I do. I would love to collect an Imperialis army and play occasionally and stuff, because I love that scale of game. And how it plays, and, like, you know, just all that, like, I love the stuff that has to do with it, but I just, between the crazy price point, and again, I could just 3D print stuff. Like, that's fine, but yeah, the game's just not super popular because GW killed it. Yeah, Rage It. Yeah, it's the game where it's 8mm scale. Yeah, printed is the way to go with that. And like I 3D print minis every now and again, but they go out to realize, as much as, you know, GW is big bad corporation, right, and has all their issues, like, there are people that make these games, and the reasons these games get made is because people are paying for them. And, you know, if they officially end support for Legions Imperialis or something, I'll go buy a rulebook and I'll just 3D print a bunch of minis. Or find stuff super cheap on eBay or something, people dumping their collections, but... Yeah, it's got to be reasonable, though. Yeah, that's the thing, is... Yeah, $25 for a tank, you know, the size of my thumb, my first, you know, like my thumbnail or whatever, is just insane. Like, that's... I don't have large thumbs. Those to get. I think at this point I'm just collecting regular-sized heresy until I have an army large enough to field it in Legions Imperialis. That's my end goal, guys. Yeah, some games are, yeah, some of their games are just, they're crazy expensive, which they're able to do. You know, people still buy it, so. If I get an SPG, I just go printed, yeah. You know, that's, I love SPG minis. You know, I've been playing that game for 25 years at this point, but like, I get that. They release minis every 6 months, like some minis or one mini every 6 months for Middle Earth, and there's stuff that they're still using, like minis from 2001 as like main core factions and stuff. The elves, yeah. There's a lot of good creators out there too for 3D printed Middle Earth minis. Yeah, Rivendell. Yeah, the Rivendell minis are the minis. Those are my first minis ever. Were the Warriors of the Last Alliance set. Well, it's the starter set had that box in it, and then I got an extra one because I wanted more soldiers. Do what I can with this crazy pointed brush here, more ratty brush, and then I'll go through with a more detailed brush on some of the highlights. But this is just going to need a lot of weathering. Yeah, Rivendell's really cool. There, we can do landing gear. I want to focus on the bottom of the landing. Too much. Probably good, but we'll get the rest of the... Middle Earth is such a simple game, too. It's so easy to learn. I mean, maybe that's because I've been playing it for 25 years, and it's not really changed the whole time, but... yeah. I pick that game up every 6 to 8 months, and have no trouble learning how to play that game, relearning how to play that game. have to brainstorm on what I'm gonna paint next on stream. Pile of shame isn't so shameful right now. It's anemic. Another piece of landing gear. We'll get some of the jet engines in the back. I have some darker pigment powders which might look really good inside these little like stabilizer pieces here. Hey, Jump Lockridge and Zen, what's going on, guys? How you doing? A cool little model for me? Oh, okay, okay. Can you tell me what it is, or is it a surprise? Hey, Frankie Fingers, what's going on, guys? What's everybody doing? How's the marbling going? I kind of reset. I'm doing some other highlights on this mini for a bit. Yeah, I'm gonna get back to marbling, but I did I rebase coated a lot of it. Some of these, like, they were already there, and I'm just gonna leave those for the most part. I'll work on them a bit, but getting some of the other highlights done to make some progress. Because if I don't make progress, I feel like I'm going to explode. So. You're at LAX waiting for a plane. Dang, okay. Sounds fun and or miserable. I don't know. I haven't flown on a plane in a while. I live in Ohio. My parents used to live in Florida. And we would fly to go see them. We'd get those cheap, the cheap flights. Like super cheap budget flights from the airport near us, and like get down to Florida super cheap. So like it was worth it to fly over driving, 18 hours or whatever. Always worth it with a 2-hour flight. But they left Florida a few years ago. Hey, Misfit, what's going on, dude? Oh, desk buddy, the paint between. Oh, okay, cool. I feel like I have a lot of those. Maybe that's something I can paint in a couple weeks. Is the other dude. Christmas gift. Any. Apostle, you're in Ohio too? No, dang. Alright, originally from Florida. Alright. That's like a side grade if I ever saw one. I didn't realize you were in Ohio. Maybe we have talked about this before. Yeah, Ohio represent. Yep. No, the marble did not turn out. We ended up testing on bases. So I did some of that, and I wasn't able to work on it last night. I was working on some other minis last night. Some Star Wars Legion minis that I'm painting for a league match coming up this weekend. So try to get those done in my spare time. Lockridge on YouTube's in Southern Ohio. Oh, you're in Cincy. Oh, cool. All right. My nephew graduated from Cincinnati University. Ohio Unite. Some of the bases turned out good. They did, yeah. I'm happy. There's a use I'm going to I guess one of the bases I think is my official guide here. But what's nice about, I normally don't like testing things on stream. Not something I typically prefer to do, because when I can't figure something out, it can, to me it can be, a bit embarrassing. So I don't do it often. But what was really nice about testing this is I had 10 different people giving input and trying to help, and it ended up being kind of nice because we kind of worked through and figured out something that I think worked, and I'm going to use that. It's like a culmination of like multiple people's input is going to be the marble effect I use on this Storm Eagle. So that'll be really cool to be able to do that. Lived in Rome, Italy for a few years ago. Dang, okay. You're trying to leave Ohio. Yeah, yeah, and what else is there to do in Ohio except tabletop gaming? That's true though, like if there's one thing Ohio has, it's like good tabletop stores. So hey guys, this Friday, Zen and I are going to be playing some more Heresy. That floats your boat. I mean, Night Lords versus Thousand Suns again, but I am going to include some Prospering Spire Guard in my list, which I don't think Zen has ever faced off against. So we're gonna see what the. It's not gonna be my whole army. I don't have 1,500 points of Solar Ox, but yeah, we'll see some mortal humans. More bodies for the slaughter. Yeah, fun thing that my Solar Ox can do. We were talking about this little. Veritech was in. We were talking about this a little earlier. Earlier. They can make their own heads explode, and making your head explode along with them. So. Yeah, we're gonna play a friendly game. I'm gonna set up a different board, so we're gonna have a different terrain up this time, just to change it up a little. Zen doesn't have the Terror Squad painted. Not yet. Okay. Other bits to highlight here. Yeah, Apostle, yeah, it was a cool little article. Yeah, they updated that little the like cheat sheet showing like what kits are compatible to make units that have rules in the game. So I downloaded that. I was gonna post that in Discord because that is a very useful little thing. Because yeah, people sometimes get confused by all the kits and how they work together. We've got yeah, that murder ring. Yeah, you're working on the murder wing squad. That's cool. That's a good Father's Day gift. Oh, you're working on the Nemesis. Okay. I don't. There are two different kits, aren't there? Oh, the one you were painting. Thought they were one and the same. Yeah. Zed, I'm telling you, dude, buying like one of those kits or one of each of those kill team kits will give you like all the bits for like tons of cool stuff. Yeah, you do know a guy, yeah, that's true. But those bits are so good looking though. Ordered already. Alright, Frankie Fingers, have a safe flight. Hope everything's good. You play Eldar, Corsair Eldar in 40k, nice. Yeah, the Kill Team box are like where you live, right? Yeah, I do plan on, man, those Mark IV kits. I plan on getting a lot of those, but I think Friday we'll get a good idea. But I think those Mark IV kits are going to be kind of the basis for a lot. I think Mark IV armor, we're going to see a lot of stuff like Recon Marines and things like that. But yeah, Mark IV has always been my favorite, and I do really like this kit. I wish there were more like studded armor, but the kit looks good, and it looks easier to paint than the Mark III or the Mark II. Rest is Chaos Space Marine. Oh, so it's just an upgrade sprue on the it's at the one, right? The Kill Team box. The older one. Yeah, dude, just finding an upgrade sprue. Upgrade sprue probably cost 60% the price of the whole kit. Man, that's such a hard thing to predict. I have no idea. I made a list. I was talking about this the other day. I made a list of all of the Heresy kits that haven't been released in plastic yet, from like the actual Libers and stuff. And there's quite a few. I think variant Sicarans are a good possibility. I also think a Saber tank is a good possibility. A Recon squad is another one that was rumored a while ago. So like that might be a thing. A Recon squad, I could definitely see that in Mark IV. Great paint job. Ah, thank you. Go for it, painting. I appreciate it. Welcome in. And hello. Sprues that are specific to Kill Team and not necessarily Night Lords. Okay, okay. That's good to know. Yeah, we're doing some highlights here. I think I'm definitely going to be doing weathering as eventually, though. Time for an updated Rhino. You think 40k will get an updated Rhino? 40k might get an updated Rhino. 30k's Rhinos, well, I don't like the 30k Rhino kit just because there's like a weird warping thing on the sprue and it doesn't like fit together super well. Otherwise, a great looking kit. This has a weird issue. Okay, we did some silver. Something else gonna do. A little black wash. Let's see if I can't get this. I think generic infantry needs to be done with Legion-specific kits made before more tanks. Yeah, I've been very hopeful for Legion-specific kits for like the past year at this point, and it could very well be announced on Friday. I don't know, or teased or something, but I don't know. I think they're gonna work through more generics first. I think they're gonna kind of get the baseline with the vehicles out and stuff. I could see like Outriders come in and stuff like that, but I am very, very interested in what they're doing for Legion specifics. Definitely something I'm ready to see. As you can build them full war talons, leave out all the corrupted stuff. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that was a neat thing about that set. There's some nice, like, customizable things in there. Really nice. It's not a diluted black wash. We're doing a black wash here. I believe Abaddon is cataphractic. Yeah, which I'm fine with. I don't care who is first. All I care about is that the Legion-specific plastics are happening, and I'm going to be excited regardless of who's first. Yeah. Poor Abaddon needs a good mini update in 30k though. His model is jank. Never too many. I don't know. I do think it'll be Space Marines. It could be another wave for Custodes. But even if they do that, they still release Space Marines. Like, Space Marines get a wave when everybody else does anyway, so. It's gonna happen regardless. Okay. Some launch there. Ultramarines are... I'm cool with that. Ultramarines and Heresy are sweet, though. Yeah, I like Ultramarines in 40k, too, but... You can't, like... You can't put those in the same group, I feel like. Because Ultramarines and Heresy are such a, like, a mid-popularity faction, and GW doesn't promote them like they do 40k. Matter of when, which is why I'm still getting bits for my Sekhmet regardless. Yeah. Add some interesting details here. Yeah, and word bearers, yeah. Plastic 30k Primarch. I honestly believe there are already sculpts made for 30k plastic Primarchs. And I think one of the first ones is going to be a Demon Primarch for 30k. I think that could be Magnus or Mortarion. And I know for a fact that I already know they look way better than the 40k model. So, at least Magnus does. Hope they redo Burning a Prospero box. Yeah, that'd be really cool. Yeah. Yeah, themed boxes like that would be neat, but those themed boxes kind of go against what they do for Heresy, though, anymore. All of the Heresy sets are made to where you can put all the minis and make one army with it. And if they start putting in bits for, you know, multiple legions, specific bits for multiple legions, it's going to kind of go run contrary to that. Yeah, Misfit, that is the question. Are the Legion-specific Heresy stuff going to be just bits? I personally don't think so. I think they're going to be full kits for, like, the Legion-specific, like, Power Armor and Terminator units. And I just think that they're going to have, like, the bits available that'll be compatible with all the plastics, right? And lots of stuff. I could see 3 kits. The 3 kits I can see them making are a Legion specific Power Armor kit, a Legion specific Terminator kit, and then a Legion specific character in plastic. And the character, and you know, I think all of those will have lots of extra bits for things. So I think there's a ton you can do with just 3 kits that kind of cover a lot of your bases. But if they do just do upgrade kits with shoulder stuff, I'll be happy about that. I'm totally cool with that kind of thing. But, you know, I already have a squad of Sekhmet Terminators and a squad of Kinatai Blades. I will totally buy plastics for those. Just because. I just have Thousand Sons Praetor Mark IV. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, thematic box would be cool. Yeah. I agree. I just don't think that that's something they would do. If they did that, they wouldn't put Legion specifics in it. Unless it was like, you know, they want to do a, here's Burning a Prospero set. Or here's Burning a Prospero. This is our theme for, you know, we have a big journal or a book or something that's coming with Burning a Prospero. And then they have a Space Wolves set. And they have a Thousand Suns set. I could see him doing something like that. I don't know if I could see them, or, you know, Burning a Prospero, then you have a set with just generic Marines, and then they come out with the upgraded parts, upgrade bits, and the extra bits as like extra things to release alongside. But again, that seems like a big release for Heresy, and they don't tend to do that anymore. They're grandiose. I have specific, just updated models, yeah. But, you know, they don't theme the sets they put out, the, like, Battle Force boxes. Yeah. Journal with a book, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with Heresy getting a release schedule almost like 40k. You know, I love that. I love the more stuff, the more cool things they do. I think more realistically, what'll happen is they will have like 3 kits get released for a Legion, and I think Power Armor Terminator character, 3 kits, alongside a journal that's specific to that Legion. So Journal Tactica Sons of Horus. And it updates some of their Legion units, gives them a new Rite of War, which is so necessary to get extra Rites of War for all these Legions and stuff. And yeah, it has like Legion specific units in there, and maybe a new unit or something that you can kit bash and create, which would be really cool, or like a specific character. And they flesh out the Legions a bit more. Like, that is, I think, my realistic hope. Yeah. And then just every couple months from then, they're just releasing, a Legion with a journal, and people are getting units back that they, maybe they missed from previous editions, or, a new unit. And I still love the kit bash idea. I don't have the Solar Auxilia book. I bought 2 Saturnine kits and a bunch of books and stuff, and I kind of ran my my budget dry. Anyway, I'd probably be pretty unhappy with me if I kept buying books and stuff. But I am going to be playing Solar Auxilia on Friday, or at least a partial Solar Auxilia. So I don't have enough for a full 1500, but some of the landing gear. This. Achaean weaponry back. Yeah, get some more interesting Achaean. Yeah, which is another easy thing, right? Some new weapon profiles for all those like random weapons that are kind of out. Yeah, I think all of that's going to happen. Yep. That's my realistic thought. Is the Legion's getting a journal. They might not put a specific scenario in there, or like mission types or whatever, but it'll just be like, here's some Legion lore, and then here's just a bunch of rules for your Legion. Some Rite of War with new gambits and rules, and advanced reactions and prime advantages, and then and here's maybe some weapon profiles or a new unit. Here's all the kits that are coming out with it, and then here's the here's the rules for those, and like some kit bash things, and yeah, stuff like that. Yes.
Hi.
Hey, bud.
Exciting news.
Did you get it?
No.
Oh.
I'm about to, though. I'm gonna go
okay.
do sticks outside, like the table,
Okay.
and I'm about to do some $1 surface cleaning in the bathroom with Mom.
Oh, I
$1.
cleaned the bathroom.
So I'm about to get that ghost.
Dang, nice, dude.
Oh my god. I'm freaking out. So if you hear the wall shaking, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Hi, stream. Alright.
Well, good job painting, son.
And then I'm showing Mom a new gap.
Oh, did you? Did you show her one? Nice.
Yeah, she's still listening.
Oh my goodness. All right, bud. Well,
Okay,
good luck. Love you, bud.
See?
In and out. He has been working so hard to earn money to pay for this set. It's a Star Wars Micro Galaxy Squadron set, which are awesome. I absolutely love those toys. But I got one on sale. It's a $120 set. It comes with the Ghost from like Star Wars Rebels, which is completely massive. It comes with that. It comes with 2 Y-Wings that can dock to the Ghost, which is really cool. And then it comes with the Phantom, which is like the little like shuttle that hangs on the Ghost. It was a $120 set. It was kind of one of those where like, man, that'd be cool to have, but we just like never gave it a second look. And it was on sale for $60 a couple weeks ago. And my son earns money by doing chores and helping out and everything. And he had talked about wanting that set and saving up for that set and everything. And we were like, cool. Well, I ended up like buying it in secret for like on sale for like $65. And he was kind of doing stuff, and then he was kind of like wishy-washy about like, oh, well, maybe I want this thing, or I want this thing. Well, I pulled that box out and I showed it to him, and he freaked out. And this kid has been working so hard for the past like 2 weeks to just help with any chore that he can, do any kind of helping that he can to earn that money to pay for that Ghost. And so I think today he'll have enough today is the day. You want to do a Nostraman Solar Ox team? Yeah, that's so cool, man. The Solar Ox minis are so good. And with the new journal coming out, it goes up for pre-order this Saturday. There's new Solar Ox units. There's like a command and control squad, which is what I'm most interested in. But there's also the like Velatari Breacher squad, so which I think mixes the Palanite Enforcer set is where that comes from. So the Necromunda cops with their shields and shotguns and stuff. But we'll see how in depth that squad gets. But that's so cool. Just trying to get more depth in the color here. I think I'm doing pretty well. So 1,000 Suns themes weapon to represent them. Yeah. The Achaean weapons would be nice to have back for the 1,000 Suns. I like the Achaean Force Swords. Like, they're good. They're expensive. I don't like how everything's in divisibles of 5, like, or factors of 5 or whatever. Like, that to me messes up some things. Because you're like, this isn't as good as a Power Fist, but it costs as much as a Power Fist. But it's better than like a Power Sword. It's like a Power Sword and a Power Axe mixed, basically. It's really nice. But yeah, it'd be nice to have some more varied things. Okay. What is... I know what's next. Alright. To set you to the side for a moment. Or Sword's my favorite. Having the others is what I want. Yeah. Man, the Force rule and Heresy is so sketchy. Is that how my Centurion in my game last week, Apostle, on stream, he exploded his own head trying to use the Force on a psychic attack. It was great. Yeah, he was a terrible psyker. He didn't deserve to live. He died, and that was that. So no sympathy for that guy. The psyker way. 5 points can mess it up, yeah. The boxcar perils. Yeah, it was literally the worst result that you could get. Which is why whenever I hear people discussing 1,000 Suns and their psychic powers online, I try to tell people that the 1,000 Sun psyker powers are better than the base ones because your perils isn't dangerous. Like, you're a 1 in 6 chance of rolling a doubles every time you use those powers. So, like, having that chance of either just putting a status on yourself or just, yeah, destroying yourself like that is risky. By his own hand. It was not an honorable death. No, he didn't deserve it anyway. He did not deserve the honorable death. It's on their own version of a team-like experience. What? Wait, are you serious? Then? Amazon has Temu now. Weird. Okay. I got emails for Prime Day, and I thought it was worth looking up, and then there was like nothing good. But they did the same garbage where, you know, that everything else does. Like, I remember the first Prime Day that they did, and there were like crazy sales and everything. It was like a really good deal. And then the second one was just worthless, and it's just been like that ever since. But yeah, they do the old jack up the price and then call it a discount, which is illegal in most of the world. I don't think it's illegal in the US. But I know that's not even a that's what I was kind of thinking for a second. You had me going there. Score a long time ago. Tried to experiment with mechanized and or Saturnine list build. Advise what should I do to keep in mind? Okay, hold on. You want a mechanized list for Thousand Suns? Sure, Biomancy is better, but Pavoni's safer. Yeah, Pavoni is great. I don't get the like Biomancy's good in a very specific situation, but nobody I see playing uses Biomancy the right, like, correctly or like in a good manner anyway. They always put the librarian with the melee squad, and then you just status yourself or kill half your squad when they perils. Yeah, people don't read the rules. It's the Thousand Suns that have to carry the torch here and use it right. I don't know flavors. I feel unhappy about it. Not satisfied with my mechanized list. I don't care for the Saturnine stuff, in particular. So I don't know what you would do for like a Saturnine themed list and make it interesting. I mean, there's 3 units. You got the Praetor, the Terminators, and the Dreadnought. I guess the Command Squad and the Centurion. But yeah, if you really want to go all in, then yeah, that's its own thing, right? Yeah, okay. Mechanized is, I mean, once you start putting tacticals and rhinos, like, you're set. I have found that you can put melee squads and rhinos and you'll be fine. If you have enough rhinos on the field, they're gonna make it to their destination. And between the vehicle movement, the disembark movement on the squad, like, you're gonna get whatever charge you want. You're just not gonna get like the setup move, which is fine. Yeah, Saturnine are definitely not my favorite thing. Took a bite out of an orc. Do you think they'd be a psychedelic? Maybe. I don't know. That's a good question. Over here having a serious conversation about heresy, and Jada just chimes in with that. Okay, you know, let's try this. Here's what we'll do. Holding on to it. Oh, that's fun. Yeah. Orcs are technically vegan, right? Are they considered vegan? I mean, they're technically sentient beings, but they're mushrooms, so... And vegans eat sentient mushrooms. 2 rhinos, 1 Land Raider character, 1 Spartan. That's enough for a decent mechanized list. Orc would burst out of you like a chest burster. Yeah, maybe. It's terrifying. says plants aren't sentient. That's true. That's true. Trying to either Aether Blaster Squad Corda. Yeah, put them in a Rhino. Put them in a Rhino. Rhinos are so durable. Like, I don't feel bad putting even like elite melee squads and stuff in a Rhino. Yeah, a single Rhino typically absorbs so much firepower that it's like it's not a problem. Orcs is crime. I was told to take a bite out of crime, so I must take a bite out of orcs. Alright. We have like the Mydrall role-playing an ogre in here. Post a list for Couture. Yeah, sure. Read it to you. Guys, we are doing Patreon Hangout tonight. That'll be happening. Born crumpin', literally. Yeah. This person to me says, "Oi, where's the crumpin'?" Yeah. Doing well, man. I hope you're having a good day. Yeah, 2 Rhinos, Land Raider, and a Spartan. Spartans are really good. They're crazy good. Yeah, typically armor 14 is going to be insanely good. Unless someone's like specifically kitted out to blow up a bunch of armor 14, which people may be doing that, so might be a thing. Go back to work. All right, Paul. So have a great day at work. See you around. Okay. I like that highlight. It's nice. At this rate, I think tomorrow we'll do the marble on this guy. And then we'll start doing some weathering. Yeah, that's kind of what it's looking like. I'm going to do the marble before I do weathering. See if I can't get started on stuff. Another beautiful day at work. Yeah. I have different types of guards and have different schemes. No, not necessarily. What do you mean, like if you're playing with like a Krieg squad, like having a painted a certain way? I think every planet they have different regiments that are painted different and stuff, so I don't think there's a problem. Even then, like, you could just say they're from a different planet and they're just outfitted by, they're Krieg. They're outfitted by Forge World. Was that Ryza or something? The outfit's Krieg. Zen, I'm gonna send you this afternoon or this evening a 1,500 point list. Let me know if you like it or not, and then I'm gonna post it up in Discord so people can see it ahead of time. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay, I get what you like you have an army and you have a Krieg squad. You paint them like Krieg, and your Cadian squads paint them like Cadians. Yeah. I think that's up to you. I think you can make it work either way. I really don't like how GW has made the guard in 40k, honestly. For reasons like that. Like when they gave all the infantry squads different rules for the different regiments. Yeah, now you're like encouraged to paint different squads, but I think from a lore perspective, it doesn't make sense why there's a squad of Catechins fighting with a squad of Creedsmen fighting with a squad of Cadians. Like that's kind of weird. Whereas, you know, like 40k engagements are small enough to where it should be, you know, like it's a guard platoon that's all the same, right? Like a regiment, maybe a squad of something different in there if you like come up with like a thematic reason of doing that. But yeah, that's just a pet peeve of mine. I love Imperial Guard. Yeah, it might be helpful to ID stuff really quick. Yeah, man, Imperial Guard or Astra Militarum in 40k just doesn't interest me for reasons like that. Highlights on that engine, we got the front parts of these big jet engines, and then we have the little stabilizer thruster things on the ends of the wing. Makes sense. Here's I asked, these are for the Marines, so it'd make more sense if the uniforms are a bit more unified. Yeah. Makes you think of like the Ultramar Guard. They got that squad with Titus, right? Like those would be cool looking, like guardsmen, but they'd all be unified, right? Stuff that all kind of match. Okay, we just have 2, 4, 6, 8 little rester things on the bottom, on the edges of the wings. Oh, line guard. Okay, okay. What were they called? What are the Solar Ox called in the Heresy? The Calvinite something. They had a cool name, like Jaegers, maybe? Let me look this up real quick. I'm curious now. Yeah, Calvinite Jaegers. That's what they were called. Calvinite and Hobbes, yep. The actual, like, Solar Ox that worked with the Dark Angels Legion. Getting more stream sponsors for Friday? No, not that I know of. I'll ask the painting wife and see if we're getting sponsored by any other big corpos. But ask people to donate $1 every time they buy something, even though this company can donate billions of dollars and be fine. Okay, we can do a little bit. A little bit on here. I'll let you know ahead of time. doing touch-ups on. Awesome, bud. Congrats. Son earned his. You got it? Sweet. Congratulations, bud. Good job. All right. I was thinking about taping off parts of this mini, but I don't think I need to necessarily. I think I'm going to be touching it up anyway all around it, so okay. Rinse this brush. I think I'm going to put some white on this, and then the different levies, though, and just small scale, the manufacture should be centralized, not spread out. Yeah. Probably. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with current Dark Angels lore and stuff, so I don't think there's a problem with painting the minis all like unified and stuff, though. I think that could be a really cool way of going about the whole process. I think this will be my bit here today. It's white. Okay. It's Holmberg. I think what most guard players do is they have lore reasons why like specific squads are where they are, right? So, and sometimes it's like, oh, you got Krieg engineers, but it's not like actual Krieg engineers. They're like, these are the, like, you know, Cadian engineers or something from the assault regiment. Whether you use those specific minis or not. I think as long as you're consistent with what minis you're using, should be fine. Hey, Phaedrus, what's going on? How you doing? It's the gas mask and trench coats. Okay, okay. Oh, so you have, like, yeah, okay, you're coming up with lore for, like, yeah, working the specific minis in there, which is great. Yeah, yeah. So you're planning on, like, the minis, like using the Cadian minis as one fief, and then the Krieg minis as another, and maybe some catechins as a different one, and that's the idea. Which works. Totally works. Phaedrus, how are you doing? What's the current hobby project for Phaedrus? You paint an Armageddon box, working through some of that cool stuff, or is it something else? You didn't get the box. Yeah, yeah. I didn't get it either. So, too many other things going on. Prussian Stostruppen? It's that Trench Crusade? Nice. The Prussian minis for Trench Crusade look really cool. I do dig their vibe. Okay. Yeah, the Krieg equivalent. Yeah. Second coat of white here. I think that second coat of white is where it's at. This first coat most of the work, but Trench Crusade surprised me the other night. He had a ton. Tons of fun learning the game. And ordered minis and terrain. Nice. That's cool.
Liftoff of mission 41D, the first flight of the orbital Discovery, and the shuttle has cleared the tower.
That's exciting.
Discovery's core computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
These rules. Beef with conditions. Okay, hold on. Second. Starting specialty. Okay. Special type combat. Oh, cool. All right. Yeah, that's a really cool idea. Yeah. They kind of make the fiefs fight as they do. This is a much better like marble color. It might be hard for you guys to see, but the second coat of white, which is something I didn't do on the base yesterday, looks really good. And we're going to do lots of touch-ups around these wings, but I'm just wanting to try this color, so... And then we'll see later if I think we need a third coat. Put a third coat on. Some of them looks like it might. Third coat. Using pure like bold titanium white, but since it's not like perfectly opaque, well, it won't cover everything. So we're using that to our advantage. Yeah, and then we'll get that kind of marble design on there. Really well. Well, as a reminder, we are doing Patreon Hangout tonight, so that is happening. I'll be chilling, probably painting minis, working on this or working on my tauntauns I need to paint, so that'll be what I'm doing. But yeah, 8:39, sometime around there, but it should be a good time. Otherwise, I will be back on at 11 a.m. Eastern tomorrow, and we're going to see what we can get done on this. It looks like we'll be doing marble, we'll be doing touch-ups, I'll be doing weathering, paint weathering, and then trying to work on the windshield. We're going to glaze it to like a bright green is the idea. And then we'll do transfers before weathering. So let's do marble transfers whether or just transfers marble. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out an order, but we're gonna be working on this guy. We're gonna get closer and closer to being done. You guys have a wonderful afternoon, a great Wednesday, and I will see all these Patreon members tonight. We'll be hanging out. Otherwise, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, everybody.